at really a theme of being kind to yourself today for our intention. So I think that's us live now on YouTube, which is fab. So let me just now drop that down. That's great. So as I mentioned, the intention for the session today is I just want you to take a little bit of time around your own kind of self-care and really to enjoy the simple things today. So really to take that time for yourself today and enjoy this session. So we're going to have 30 minutes of different meditation practices. So do enjoy as we go through. A couple of things that have really impacted me when I think about my own meditation practice are around self-care and also gratitude. So taking a little bit of time for yourself. Now, often people say to me, look, I don't have time, I'm looking after a family, I'm doing a busy job, and I've got lots of different things going on. I always say if you don't kind of keep yourself topped up, then it's really difficult to then be able to support everyone else. So even taking small chunks of time, kind of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15-minute chunks out of your day to really focus on your own self-care can make a huge difference. Also gratitude. So I like to start my day with a journal, and a few of the things that I pop in there are around gratitude. So what are the things that I'm grateful for? And I think so often we focus on the things that maybe aren't working so well or are challenging us, but can we actually focus on the things that are going really well? Now it can be a really small thing from, it's a nice sunny day to you had a nice catch up with a friend, to something at work went really well. You're fit and healthy, whatever it might be for you. It doesn't have to be anything huge, but obviously sometimes big things are happening for us as well. So to really stop and acknowledge them is really useful to do. So I want you to keep those thoughts in mind as we go through the session today. So for anybody that is just joining us for the first time, I know we've got a couple of people that are joining us for the first time, so it's great to have you here. In the meditations that we do, I always say assume the posture that feels right for you today. The key thing is to keep your spine elongated in whatever position you're in. So that might be lying down, it might be cross-legged, it might be just sitting upright on a seat. So whatever posture works for you, and I'll guide you through the different meditations as we go through today. So it's time for meditation, and what I always do at this point is I put my camera off so that nobody feels like they have to look at the screen, because I really want you to just enjoy the meditation and be able to focus and not have to look at a screen, because often meditation works better when we close our eyes. So enjoy the meditations today, and with that, just gently close your eyes and find a really comfortable posture for yourself. So it might be seated, it might be lying down. Get anything that you need to make yourself comfortable. And we're going to start our practice today with what's called a pebble meditation. So this one can work well if you're seated or you're lying down. And what I want you to do is just to begin by imagining that you're at the edge of a really beautiful pond. Imagine the sun is shining and you can see some of the water, the sun reflected in the water. There might be water lilies. There might be even dragonflies circling. You may hear the sound of nature, sound of the water. Just allow yourself to visualize the pond in all its beauty. And you might be able to imagine the sounds that you hear. Just allow yourself to create this picture in your imagination. And what I'd like you to do now is to pick up a small, flat pebble and throw it into the water, into the pond. And watch that pebble sink a little. Notice what thoughts, feelings and sensations you're experiencing right now. And allow the pebble to sink deeper and see whether any sensations, any images, or any feelings change. And just let the pebble settle at the bottom of the pond. And you may even be able to see where it is settled. What do you feel, sense, or think now? Are there any messages arising from your consciousness that you need to hear, to be aware of, that perhaps you've been pushing down? Notice anything that arises and just stay here a little longer, focusing on the breath, on the inhalation, imagining that you're pushing your stomach up and out, and on the exhalation, imagining that you're letting your stomach fall. Just allowing now these thoughts to release and let go as we continue now our meditation journey with what's called a chakra meditation. If you want to change your posture, please feel free to do so. Make sure that you're comfortable. So in this chakra meditation, the word chakra comes from Sanskrit, which is the ancient Indian language and is used for instructional writings. Chakra means wheel, vortex, can be seen as the energy centre as well, and it's used in yogic teaching. And according to yogic teaching, our body has 7 of these energy centres. The first is located at the spine, right at the base of the spine, at the tailbone, and the last is at the top of the skull. Each chakra has its own colour, all the colours of the rainbow. And when they're in balance, we are healthy in both body and in mind. So close your eyes if they're not already closed, and just feel your tailbone. This is where the root chakra is located. For the next 5 to 10 breaths, imagine a funnel projecting out of the tailbone, backwards from it, and sucking in a spinning, whirling mass of red energy. It's a warming, healing energy. And this chakra represents physical survival, vitality, patience, courage, and material security. It strengthens our instincts and connects us strongly to the earth. And if you're lacking in energy in this chakra, you may experience foot, knee, pelvis, and lower back problems. So just continue to imagine that you're breathing in that red energy into the bottom of the spine, into the tailbone, into that root chakra. And continue here for a few breaths. And when you feel that you've absorbed enough root energy, mentally close off the funnel, and we're going to move up to what's called the sacral chakra. And this time, picture a funnel opening up towards the front of your lower abdomen area. And the colour this time of the energy is an orange colour. So as before, just breathe in. Imagine that orange colour just coming into the lower abdomen area. And just on the inhale, just imagine that you're breathing in calm, and the exhale that you're releasing anything that isn't serving you in that lower abdomen area. This chakra is associated with power, creativity, new ideas, endurance, passion. And when this is empty, sometimes these qualities feel barely available to us. And organs in the body, such as the kidneys, ovaries, prostate, sometimes can be affected. So just continue to breathe in here. Imagine that you're breathing in that really positive orange energy into your sacral chakra. And when you're ready to do so, mentally close this funnel with a sense of comfort. We're going to now move to the solar plexus chakra, which is located just directly below the rib cage, and it gives you a sense of your own identity. It helps with self-confidence, inner strength, humour, spontaneity, and warmth of personality. When this chakra is out of balance, you might experience problems with the digestion, with your liver or your gallbladder. And imagine this time a funnel projecting out to the front, just directly below that rib cage, and that this time you're really drawing in a yellow energy. Imagine that sunshine yellow colour. And just breathing that yellow energy into this area, imagining that with every breath in, that is bringing in confidence and strength and that sense of lightness that we could all do with at times. And once again, when it feels comfortable to do so, imagine that you're closing off that funnel, and we'll move now to the heart chakra. So this is at the centre of the chest, your heart centre, and this is the centre of yourself and of your being, the seat of your emotions. And in this heart chakra, the colour that we associate with the heart chakra is green. And through this, we feel sympathy, and we can spread love, compassion, have empathy for others. We can forgive others and ourselves. But when it's out of balance, the heart and sometimes the lungs can suffer. Imagine again a forward-facing funnel and breathing in this green energy. You might want to place your hands over your heart centre area as you breathe in this strong green energy. We can often be so tough on ourselves, and sometimes tough on other people as well. If we can bring in some of that kindness, it can often really help. Really imagine that green energy flowing into the heart centre, into the chest area. And on the exhale, just releasing anything that isn't serving you. Any tension, any stress, any pain. Let's move now to the throat chakra. The colour of the throat chakra is blue. And in this throat chakra, it helps us really express our true selves, to speak our truth, and to really think about what we stand for. A healthy throat chakra helps us communicate with others and also to build bridges to our fellow human beings. And when it's empty, you might experience problems with the throat, mouth, thyroid. And again, imagining that you're breathing in this blue energy through a forward-facing funnel here, out of the throat area. Again, breathing in calm and letting go of any tension, anything that's not serving you. Any words that we've said to ourselves or to others that have perhaps been unkind, just forgiving ourselves. And just taking a moment here to think about, is there anything that we want to articulate to others that are close to us, to have a conversation with someone that we've been wanting to have for a long time? How do we do so with kindness, but also with honesty? And just continue to breathe in that blue energy here. Okay, we're now going to move to the third eye chakra, which is located in the middle of the forehead, right between your eyes. And this area is associated with intuition, self-knowledge, insight. And when it's out of balance, sometimes the eyes, nose, ears, and your central nervous system may be a little bit impaired. Picture a funnel this time, out to the front again. This time the colour's indigo. And breathe here, allowing this indigo colour just to bring in clarity of thought, to allow you to tap into that intuition. And again on the exhale, just releasing anything that isn't serving you. Okay, let's move now and finish with the crown chakra. So closing off that third eye chakra and moving now to the crown. And this is at the top of the head, just above the top of your head, and it energises many of our brain functions. It helps us to foster positive thinking, a spirit of inventiveness, as well as putting us in touch with our spirituality and wider humanity. When this is out of balance, you sometimes might suffer from headaches, errors in reasoning and judgment. And this time the funnel points upwards towards the sky, and breathe in a violet light. So imagine that violet colour coming in really strongly just around the top of your head. And just continue to breathe here. And this one's interesting because you never completely close this funnel. Instead, it remains permanently connected to the wider universe, the wider world, by what we call a silver beam. So it's like a connection. You probably have felt energy when you walk into rooms, when you speak to people, even when it's online, often you can pick up on that energy. And this crown chakra helps us to connect with the wider world. Just breathe in that violet colour. Just allow it to bring in calmness. And on the exhale, just allow yourself to release anything that isn't serving you. And just take a couple of moments here to just revisit any of the chakras that you want to bring just a bit more energy and breath into. And just notice how your body feels, having moved through the different chakras. And know that at any time you can move back to this practice. You can think about the chakras, you can visualize the different colours, the red, the orange, the yellow, the green, the blue, indigo and the violet. And just that visualization can really help sometimes to connect you in, not only just to your breath, but to that visual power of the colour as well. Just you can breathe into any part of your body. I like in particular to breathe into the stomach area and imagine that I'm opening my chest up by just drawing my shoulder blades back, elongating the spine and just allowing that breath just to flow more freely. And the final practice now that we're going to move to from our chakra meditation is called Just As You Are. This one can work quite well seated, but if you want to remain lying down, if that's where you are, please do so. And all it is focusing on our breath here and the gentle rhythm of the breath. What I'd like you to do is put your hand on your chest and notice how it rises and falls as you inhale and exhale. And just gently close your eyes if they're not already closed. Think about how your skin feels under the palm of your hand. Is it warm or cool to touch? Get a sense of how this simple hand gesture can now help you to just become more aware in the present moment. You can choose to keep your hand on your chest. However, you might want to bring it back to where you had it placed originally, whether that be in your lap, on your knee, by your side. And focus now on how your clothes feel against your skin. Do they feel soft and loose, which can allow greater freedom in the meditation? Or do they feel a bit more restrictive? You might be wearing jewellery or a watch. And just think about the weight of them and how they feel against your skin. Really narrow your awareness to how your body is feeling in this very moment. Now get a sense of how you currently feel in the space that you're occupying. Have you chosen a comfortable spot for this practice today? Are you in a corner or a more central part of the room? Are you warm or have you noticed a draft? Begin to expand your awareness to the room around you and your presence within this space. For this next step, expand your awareness to what is happening outside the room. Can you hear sounds beyond your room? You might hear family. You might hear noises outside in nature. You may hear traffic. Can you detect footsteps, chatter of passers-by? Often when we're practicing meditation, the mind might wander a little. When it does, simply bring yourself back to the awareness of your breath. And if you notice a thought pop up, acknowledge it, and just say to yourself, I am aware that you are there. This can sometimes be more helpful than just trying to shut down the thought. Just acknowledge it and allow it to flow. And then just return your presence to your breath. The breath is a great way throughout your day of just anchoring yourself back in the present moment. Sometimes people find that other gestures also help them to anchor themselves back in the present moment. So like a hand gesture, such as placing a hand on the chest, as we did earlier, that can often bring us back into the present moment. Some people like to adopt different hand gestures, your thumb and your index finger coming together as well. This is a great hand gesture, or hand mudra as it's known. Find these little things that can be little reminders of coming back into the present moment. And what I'd like you to do now is focus your attention back to the rise and the fall of your chest. Notice the natural rhythm of your breathing. And to do that, you might want to just place your hand back on your chest area if it's not already there, and notice that rise and fall. And I've got a really nice quote for us to contemplate on just as we finish the session today. It's by a gentleman called William Hutchison Murray. Whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. So I'll read that once more. Whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. And just allow yourself to relax and contemplate how that might relate to you and to your life. Take a few final breaths in and out. And on the inhale, imagine that you're bringing in clarity, calmness, kindness. And on the exhale, imagine that you're releasing anything that isn't serving you. Any stress, any pressure, any tension that you might feel, just let it all go with a few deep breaths. And sometimes it can be nice to alternate the breath in and out, the length of the breath, and alternating that exhale through the nose and through the mouth as well. It can be quite nice to do a big deep sigh through the mouth. And when it feels comfortable to do so, if you want to be guided out of this meditation, if you want to stay here for a little longer, please continue to do so in your own time. But you might want to just bring in a bit of gentle stretch into your fingers, into your toes. You might want to put your hands above your head, out to the side into a T shape. Gently open your eyes. and just bring yourself back into the space, back into your room that you're in. Just notice how you feel. Hopefully you've enjoyed that session today. So good to see so many people. Hopefully the internet connection has been okay at your end. It was saying a couple of times unstable here, so hopefully it's been okay. And look forward to seeing you all again next week. Thank you for coming along. And any questions, please do get in touch with me. That's my website on the screen there, just my name.com, karenbonner.com. So always happy to chat if there's any questions that you have. Take care, everyone, and look forward to seeing you soon. All the best. Thanks for all your kind comments. Okay, take care, everyone.